Hi everybody, Old Gare here, out the fishing shack, and happy Thanksgiving weekend. Golly, Thanksgiving already. The first of the year is just around the corner. We got a quick report for you today. Not a lot of people fishing, but the ones that are out there are catching a few fish. Got a pretty good report out at Truman, Stockton. They're catching some fish on the Bluffs, some crappie, and some fair bass fishing on Table Rock and Bull Shoals. Let's go fishing.
Fish and Chums!
That's right, not a lot of people fishing, but the ones that are going out, the old what we call ourselves are the old diehards, catching some fish. I start at Truman. Truman's got two different patterns going right now, just like I mentioned on last week's program. They're still catching some crappie back on the late fall patterns, back in the creek areas, 10 to 12, 15 feet of water, mainly right off the bottom, but experiment on your depth. Jig and minnow combination, and they've been picking up some fish also on the bluffs in the lower 1/3 of the lake. So as I mentioned here the last couple of weeks, just use your electronics, cruise the bluff points, and anytime you see big balls of shad, any type of activity, get out there. And there's two ways you can catch fish on the bluff right now. One would be swimming a jig. I'd recommend a 16th ounce jig. Put some color on it. Pink head, fluorescent pink head, chartreuse body. Sometimes you might want to tip it with a minnow, but put that jig out there and swim it. Count it down and swim it, and also vertically jig. Truman could be good this weekend for crappie. All right, over Stockton Lake, we're moving more out of the creek areas. More crappie are being caught on the bluffs right now. Very few people fishing, but I do know a couple boys that went out from Springfield the other day, really caught some nice crappie on the bluffs. 10, 15, 20 feet of water. Jig and minnow combination, like Truman, put some color on that jig. Fluorescent hot pink jig head's been doing good with the chartreuse body. Tip it with a minnow, swim it, or vertically jig it. Few walleye been caught, but very few out there this week. Mainly they're on the points, but pretty tough bite right now. Let's go over to Table Rock. They've been picking up some fish on the crankbait pattern. It's that time of the year. Rock crawlers have been working. Wiggleworts have been working. Kind of mix your colors up. Put a little color to those baits, and they've been picking up some fish. Now this is the time of the year that the shad are moving back into the creek areas and back into the big coves, mainly the big creek areas. And this is when you want to use your electronics. Get out in that deeper water, see if you can find any kind of shad activity in 30, 40 feet of water. Spoons can be good. Also grubs. I love the grubs this time of the year. My favorite is a 1/4 ounce jig head with a smoked red flake. Oh, that's a good bait. Also, salt and pepper can be good as well. So don't overlook that creek bite right now, the deep water creek bite. Look at your electronics, find those shad in 25, 30, 35, 45 feet of water. Get that spoon or jig down there. You could have some fun, this is for sure. But other than that, some of the fish are shallow, 10 to 15 feet of water, rock crawlers, and just a good crankbait. Your wiggleworts could pay off for you. And we've had some reports, some jig fishing out there as well. So look at Table Rock, maybe get bit on some bass this weekend. Likewise, over at Bull Shoals, pretty well the same pattern. Been picking up some fish back in the creek arms. Watch your electronics, find those shad, spoons, grubs can pay off. And we've had reports, still some fair spinnerbait bite out there right now, but you have to have some wind. Get up on the windy points, wind coming along that shoreline, pitch that spinnerbait out and slow roll it. That could be a pretty good bite for you. And they've been picking up some fish on jigs. But boy, don't overlook that rock crawler and wigglewort bite out at Bull Shoals this weekend as well. And that's about it. Quick report over at Taneycomo. Been picking up some trout. They've been running a little bit of water pretty well all day long at times, and you never know about that. But when they are, there's a pretty good bite going on right now. They've been drift fishing. The Berkeley. Of course, trout eggs, the power eggs, and it seems like the white and pink combination's been working. chartreuse and hot orange combination's been working, and we're not running water, go to those small jigs. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. A quick report for you. Get out this weekend. Thank God for all this wonderful fishing we have in the Ozarks. Happy outdoors, everyone. By the way, be sure to like and share. Thank you for all you people watching on Facebook. God bless you. And be sure to subscribe. We love our new people coming in and joining the Fishing Chums team. Have any photos, any information, send it at our email at fishingchums@gmail.com. Happy Thanksgiving one more time. God bless you. Talk to you next week.